Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and his son Yahushua HaMashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo, and I'm going to do some trade setups here, break down the Wycoff theory on the 1 hour chart on the ES, and just give a perspective of how I'm looking at the market and what I'm expecting to see today, and how I'm going to probably try and trade that. So, oh wait, hold on. Let me take off the market pulse from Bookmap. That sounds you're hearing right now. That's the market pulse from Bookmap. So hold on a second. All right. So this here is the 1 hour chart on the ES. We had a nice little retest here. I'm looking at this now as confirmation of a distribution structure. Distribution structure, because if this was going to be like a, let's say, a reaccumulation from here, we would get the automatic rally and we would come down here and get like a secondary test. Although this is considered like a secondary test, so you could still say, yeah, this is a reaccumulation structure, and now we're pushing above, right? But it's more indicative of like a distribution structure, where now we get this from the up thrust here. We get like a retest of the automatic reaction, and now we're gonna get another up thrust further above this level here of 48.30. So this is weekly Camarilla R4. This is one of the targets I'm looking at, 48.44. Let's see if we have enough power to get there. There's also floor pivot R1, which is actually below the up thrust at 48.2675. We have a preliminary supply here. This is like from this structure here, like where we started, where we broke above this up thrust, right? This up thrust here at 48.02. So I kind of started a new structure breakdown here of this being the preliminary supply, right? This would be the buying climax right here of that that structure. So let me take that off here. So the preliminary supply of this little structure here, let me just open this up a little bit more. And this, I was labeling this for like if there was going to be continuation or some distribution around this level here, right? So actually I could remove this, right? So we're now just looking at the main structure, and I won't look at this anymore as any preliminary supply or anything like that. So this is just basically part of the up thrust, right? This whole section right here, right? So all this is just part of the up thrust, right? So I'm looking for this to break above the up thrust here, probably get up to 48, 44, 86. That's on weekly Camarilla R4. And the first resistance we're going to have here, this is actually Camarilla R3 as well, the weekly Camarilla R3, which price is now getting to right now. That's at 48.0643. All right, so you can see that's Camarilla R6, Camarilla R3 right there, right? This red line right there. So let's see if we can break above that. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's basically it here. So let's go down to the 5-minute chart and see what kind of setups we're looking at on the pivot levels. We're gonna start here with the market profile. Let me just take off some of these VWAP. All right, so let's see here. This is value area high. So we open above value area high. Hold on. We open above value area high here, and we broke below it a little bit, and we regained that. We had some news came out, so they just retested value area high. That's also a secondary test on my 1 hour chart. So we actually broke above the buying climax as well. So we're above this first up thrust here, and let's see. This is looking very bullish here in relation to the market profile. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to look for some right. Okay, so I was trying to find the setup for the day on the value area high and low, right? So this was yesterday's value area low. This is now today's value area high. So we have a lower value relationship, which is indicative of searching for value at a lower level, right? So this is today's value area low, and now we're keeping above the value area high, which is rejecting that search for a lower value, right? So we're actually taking off here now, searching for higher value, which is in alignment with a break of the uptrust here, like I was saying on the 1 hour chart. So I think let's see where yesterday's value area high was. Let's see. Right, so it was actually at the uptrust level at 48.30. So that's a level we gotta get to here from yesterday's value area high. Let's see what it does up at this level. So this is a possible target as well, right? So if we get any rejection at value area high, that'll be at the uptrust here at 48, at yesterday's value area high at 48.30.75, right? So that's the market profile setup. Is rejecting that lower value thesis. Let's go to the Camarillas. Right, so the Camarillas is in a higher value relationship. Let me just point that out. Yesterday's Camarilla R3 was at this level here, that red line. Now Camarilla S3 is above it. On today's Camarilla S3, which is 47.83.76. This is Camarilla R3 right here at 48.09.75, and that's Camarilla R4 at 48.22.77. So those are the resistance levels on the cams for price to push through, right? So, and if we do break out, let's see, if we do break out of this uptrust, it should be a trend day, which will get us up to probably like Camarilla R5 or R6, right? So it has to be a big day for it to get above this uptrust level. So this uptrust here or just a little break above might be the target, and this might be resistance here at 48.38, right? So I'm actually show you something on Bookmap right now that kind of correlates with that being like the target, right? So let me take this off. Let's go to the pivot levels. Right, so let's see how we opened here. Because the open in the ETH or the open at the RTH is very significant when it comes to the central pivot range, right? So this is the pivot range, the central pivot at 47.82. We had no touches of the central pivot so far, but we did open above the range, which is the top central pivot here is at 47.89.38. That's that dark red line right there. You can see that's the level right there. It's kind of correlating with this secondary test. So we open above that. We came down, we tested this top central pivot level, consolidated, broke below, and we came back and tested it here again when that news came out, right? I think it was building permits and stuff like that. Can't really remember. And now we're breaking above this first uptrust level right here, right? So we're on our way to have a bullish day. Let's see if we can maintain that. And we already got past these pivot levels. So one of the theses is that if we do touch the central pivot range after the open, like in the ETH and the RTH, this is a probable target, like it's a high percentage target, right, at 48.10. So we're already getting to that level here. Let's see if price is going to maintain that that bullish structure and push up to R2, possibly even R3. Now this is when it comes to like the central pivot range, this one isn't supporting this move above the uptrust as much because we did touch the central pivot range. If we did not touch the central pivot range and we had bullish movement just all the way up in the ETH, we could probably look forward to more like a R3 level of 48.3375. So I gotta be mindful of that. We could possibly only get to R2 at 48.22 and start getting some rejection, right? So let me just move across the Bookmap. This is Trader Map Pro. It shows liquidity that's kind of staying in the book. So we have liquidity up here at 48.35 and we have one at 48.20, right? So these are possible targets. You see there's no big liquidity at the bottom. So this is suggesting that we should look for these as targets right here, 48.35, 48.20. Right, so let me just switch back over here to, right, so what do we have here? R2 as 48.22. So that lines up with the Bookmap liquidity level on the ask, 48.22. And 48.35 is lining up with this R3 level here and the break above the uptrust, which is kind of like what I'm looking for, right? So let's see if we're going to have a big day or we're going to start rejecting price at 48.10, right? Because let me just like looking at it right here, you could see that liquidity is actually sitting just below 48.10, right? So let's see if we could get above this liquidity first and see if we could start making a move, right? Yeah, and that's my trade setups for today. Let's see, let's throw back on the Camarillas. Let me just messy up my chart again. My charts are always messy. So this is also the R3 level here at 48.09.75. So let's see if this double pivot zone here is going to create resistance or if we're going to break above that. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a breakout of 48.10 to probably get to like 48.22 and possibly 48.33, right? So let's see if we're going to have a big day. If not, and we start getting rejection around this level, then I'll take a short back to like Camarilla S3 and the central pivot area right here. Right, so this is a golden pivot zone where the central pivot and Camarilla S3 are kind of in the same proximity. This is also preliminary supply, so if we're coming back to probably test this area here, right? This is also the pop area and Camarilla S4. So all these areas here are places for targets for the short, right? To come back here to see if we could get more buyers. So let's see what's happening here at 48.10. If we get the breakout or if we start getting the rejection. So it depends on what it does. I'm going to go long if we break out. I'm going to go short if we start getting resistance. Alright, y'all, so it's Malak Shalomo. That's my trade setup. That's my breakdown for what's today, the 22nd of December 2023. And let me post this up real quick before the market opens. We got like 28 minutes to go. Alright, y'all, trade safe and stay blessed.